All right, class, today we're going to look at solving equations. So again, just kind of follow the screen and what's going on here. We're going to look at number one right here. Again, for solving, you're given two factors, and you're going to plug those factors into Desmos the way they are, except instead of r, you're going to use x. So remember what it says there. It says r minus, parentheses, r minus 3. So in here, parentheses, x minus 3. And then it says parentheses 3x minus 4, parentheses 3x minus 4, and then I believe it says equals 0. So notice we look at our graph right here. Notice the lines cross right here. So we're going to zoom in on that, and that is at 3 and at 1.333 repeating. So those are our solutions. Those are our zeros. So if we go back to our study guide, we're looking for, let's look at it again, 3 and 1.333 repeating. So 3, well, C and D have 3, but we have negative 4 over 3 and a positive 4 over 3. Notice 1.33 repeating. If you plug that into your calculator, your TI-36X Pro, that went away. If you plug in 4 over 3 or negative 4 over 3, you'll get a negative 1.33 repeating or a positive 1.33 repeating. Notice that's a positive, so the answer has to be D there. It's got to be D because it's a positive 4 over 3, which is 1.33 repeating. So that's what you would do through 2 through 4. Again, you'll have questions like that. Use Desmos. Use Desmos. For number 5, same idea here, 5 through 8. Let's go back to Desmos here. I'm going to exit out of there. And let's do number 5. That is, actually, let's do something different. Let's do number 7. So that's 5m squared plus 37m plus 42. So we're going to plug this in. I'm going to have to use this. So it's 5x squared. And then it says plus 37x. So plus 37x. And last it says plus 42. Plus 42 equals 0. So I'm going to minimize this, and look what it says here. My graph just popped up. It's right here at negative 1.4 and negative 6. So both of my answers are negative here. So when I go look at my answer choice, again, I'm looking at negative 6 and negative 1.4. So let's look for negative 6. Can we find negative 6 anywhere? Yep, there's negative 6 right there on A. No, no, no. So negative 6 is the only one. It's only an A right there. So keep that in mind. A's got to be the answer because that's the only one that has negative 6. If I had to guess, if I were to put negative 5 over 7 into my calculator, I would probably end up getting negative 1.4. So you can try that on your own. But again, just understanding these are the zeros, these are the solutions, and plugging those into Desmos. Now with quadratic formula, the way you solve these is very similar to how I'm going to show you how we dealt with factors. So let me pull that up here. Factoring. So it's very similar to solving these. So what you're going to do for these problems, let's look at number 8. And this is probably going to be the last one I can do for this video. It's going to be a little bit longer. So for number 8, it's 7p squared. So I'm going to go back and plug these in. So it is 7x, and then I got to get squared, and then what's it say here? Plus 78x plus 11, so I should remember that. Plus 78x plus 11. I think that was equals 0. Okay, all right, so I zoomed out. Notice if I zoom in, I can only see 1, but if I zoom out, go back to my home, zoom out, I can see both. There's one at negative 11 and one at negative 0.143. Again, not concerned about that for this problem. Again, we're talking about the quadratic formula. Now what you do is for number 8, you plug in all of your answers. So this right here, 7x minus 1, x minus 11. I'm going to plug that in. And what I'm looking for is if it lines up exactly the same way. So 7x, what did it say? 7x minus 1. So 7x minus 1, and then x, I think it was minus 11, minus 11. I believe that was it. Let's make sure. X minus 11, yep. So did that line up exactly with my other graph? Notice it's a little bit to the side. It's over here. It didn't line up at all. So you can kind of go back and forth. Notice it does not line up when I press this button. So that is not the answer. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that one. The next one says 5x minus 8. So let's do that. Parentheses, 5x minus 8. And then it also says p plus 12. So x plus 12. X plus 12. So notice, let's see if that lines up. Now you see it does not line up over our original equation. So that is not correct. So I'm going to get rid of that one. So that is not right. Next, I'm going to look at the next one. So 7p. Hold on. There you go. 7p plus 1, p plus 11. So 7x plus 1. Let's take a look here. 7x plus 1. And then I believe it was x plus 11. Okay, and let's see here. Oh, notice it lines up almost. What's a little off here? Oh, it's a little strange. Oh, because that's why that is equal to 0. That's why. So if we go back here, notice it lines up perfectly. You see the red and the green. Let me zoom out. Oh my gosh. Sorry if I take a headache from this. I am too a little bit. Okay, there we go. Notice the red and the green lined up perfectly. So that's why that would be the answer. That was C. C would be the right answer there. So again, another way of using Desmos to help yourself out, using quadratic formula. You can actually use that for a lot of these questions. So use Desmos, plug in the question, and then from there, plug in the answers, and they should line up. So they should line up directly on top of each other. Okay, if it's, again, there's a minimum there, there's a maximum, they should line up. If they don't line up, it's not your answer. Just keep it moving, and I hope you do really well tomorrow. Again, study hard tonight, and I think you can do well on the quiz. So great work, and can't wait to see y'all.